Hello and welcome to the second Tribal Council of Surviving 1984 Gates of Glory. I'm here with the Koa tribe. My first question to all of you, it's kind of an open forum, is how does it feel to be back? Some of you are back just from like a month ago. Some of you are back from 4 years ago. So how does it feel to be playing this game again?
I'm very, very excited to be back. I've waited, like you said, 4 years for this opportunity, and it's so crazy to know that it's like actually happening finally, and just to get the chance to be here once more and to be a part of like an all-stars cast, like it's very thrilling, and I'm very excited to see how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah, I think that's when you play these games, I think obviously like a good, everyone's trying to win, everyone's trying to make it to the end and but it's like the secondary the secondary thing is like, oh, if I can like win a good player award or win or be an all-star, like it's cool to be invited back and be able to like, feel like amongst the caliber of some of the people in this cast and stuff.
For sure. I mean, after my last season, I said you bitches would never see me again. But when you get that call and you get to be called an all-star, it's hard to turn it down. So it's like an unhealthy relationship, but I'm glad to be back.
Kennedy, just for transparency's sake, just so you're aware, everybody is able to watch the tribals this season. You joined in after I said that, so I just want to let you know. Connor, did you have an answer to that last question? I saw you tried to unmute.
I would just say, like, again, it's a privilege to be considered an all-star. Like, when you play a first time, like everyone was saying, like, that the goal is to win, but like another goal is like to be considered a great player and an all-star worthy. So it's just definitely a privilege.
Okay. So you guys come into this game and not only can you talk to everyone, you're in one world, you also have a very tiny little tribe of 5 people. How do we feel about that?
Honestly, that's like literally how I feel. Um, it's it's unique. It's definitely crazy. Like I think it's very chaotic trying to keep up with like every single person. I know my ADHD brain is like going like 100 miles a minute, but to go to a tribal with only 5 people, like it causes like a lot of anxiety and you just like don't know what's going to happen at the end of the day. And it's just really freaky.
Yeah, I think when you see a cast of this size, you don't expect to be starting in this small of a group. Like I don't think I've ever played a game where you start in a group of five. It's just it feels it's a little messed up because you don't really get nobody has had enough time, and also everyone's um distracted by 15 other chats that aren't people that are on their tribes, that are people who played their season or people they recognize from somewhere else. It's very overwhelming. It's a lot all at once. So it's this big world. And then we also have this very insular, there's nowhere to hide on a 5-person tribe. It's very scary and stressful.
Yeah, I
So
mean, oh, you can go.
I was just gonna say, so playing off of that, has there been any influence from other tribes about your guys' vote, or has all the tribes kind of just done their own thing?
No one influences me, only myself. So no one has influenced my vote, and I haven't tried to influence any other tribes' votes, but I can only speak for myself. I know it's hard when you really do have the opportunity to talk to everyone. Like, I think it's impossible for there not to be some noise in your ears, but we have to focus on our game, what's going on our tribe, and not pay attention to what's going on around us.
Yeah, I'll say I'm grateful that I haven't heard much of that. Like I don't know what's going on with I didn't know what was going on with this first tribal. I don't know what's going on with the next tribal that isn't mine. It feels like people are not getting into other tribes' business, is my perspective on things.
Okay. So the challenge, you guys obviously tried your best, but did not quite win the challenge. How did we feel about the challenge? And does the challenge have anything to do with who will be getting voted out?
Um, I just can't stop apologizing enough because I fought for like the leapfrog spoon challenge like so hard because I was like so cocky and confident I was gonna like kill it, and then to get last in it was so humbling, and I was like, I'm done. Justin's trend of flopping 1984 challenges is still here.
Yeah, someone else who got last place. I hope it's not. I hope tonight isn't based on challenge performance because I thought I was just gonna have to eat 5 Oreos real fast. And I was like, I'm hungry, I'm ready for this. And then like I've never tried to move a cookie along my face, so I felt very foolish not having any tools to be any good at that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only person on our tribe who won their section was our Deal or No Deal King. So it would be hard for us to judge each other when we all came up short. So I don't think that's going to have too much of an impact on the vote, but that's just my perception of it.
And I will say, as someone that won their section, it was a luck comp. If I was in anyone else's shoes, I would not have gotten first.
Okay. So obviously there are 3 people getting voted out of their tribes tonight. How do we feel about that?
Um, I mean, honestly, like as we've said before, I don't think we're focusing on the other tribes. I think we're just focusing on our tribe and not paying attention to what's going on around us. I mean, of course, I think there is like hypotheses, whatever the theories. That's an easier word. There are theories of what could possibly happen because it would be surprising if 3 people left the game. But I'm just focusing on what's going on this tribe and voting as I would a normal vote and not trying to get too caught up in what's going on outside of that.
I will say that there's a element of I think everyone who's looked at it goes like, well, it can't be just 3 people leaving the game permanently tonight. Like that would be crazy. So everyone's assuming there's some sort of battle back mechanism, and it does make it a little like we haven't gotten enough time together. This group of 5 has not gotten a lot of time to get to know each other, to figure out where our games align, where they don't. So writing down anyone's name feels bad. So knowing that it's like there's just this itch that it's like not a permanent eviction from the game, that there is this chance for whoever goes tonight to be able to does like I guess it makes it feels a little less bad, but it's always going to feel bad because then I don't know.
Yeah, I really am hoping that it isn't 3 people permanently getting um eliminated from the game. But I mean, if it is what happens, and like we already should have saw that coming because Michael Davis is cracked anyway. But I don't know. Like I personally don't believe the people will be going. Well, I hope not. But I just I don't know. Michael, you're cracked.
Okay, and finally, you guys did all have the opportunity to visit the gates. Do we have any tea about that?
I have nothing by Whitney Houston.
Yeah, I feel like I chose poorly.
Yeah, I for one, am an idiot. I'm an idiot, and I was online all day long. I didn't have the excuse to not like I was not working. I was sitting at home, and I just completely forgot to send a gate. I really thought that we had until 10 o'clock, and it was just my dumbass. And I tried, messaging production, and they had no time or interest in being kind to me. So I did not visit a gate, but in my head, I'm telling myself that I would have went to an empty gate anyway, so that I feel better.
Okay, well, it is that time to get to the vote, but first, does anybody have anything they would like to say before we do that?
I would like to say something real fast. I know I haven't like spoken to you guys because I was at work, but I do wish, like, do keep in mind that I did win something last night. do keep in mind that I at least tried and I will compete. So please, if that helps keeping me around, I would really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna give you 3 minutes, so at 17 after, to get your votes locked in. If you pre-voted, if you could please confirm that vote for me.
At the end of whatever happens tonight, I just want to say that like it sucks. Like we're in this position. I wish we had a little more time, but I wish you guys all the best of luck. Shout out to my prod guest, Drew Petrowski. You're a diva.
Hmm.
I hate awkward.
Okay, I have the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol or an advantage and you would like to use it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, when I read the votes, the decision is final and the person voted out will have just a few moments to say their goodbyes and leave the Zoom call. First vote, Kennedy. Second vote, Kennedy. Third vote, Justin. That's 2 votes Kennedy, 1 vote Justin. Fourth vote, and the first person voted out of the Koa tribe, Kennedy. Kennedy, the tribe has spoken. You can give us your goodbyes.
Um, I wanted to say thank you, Michael, for letting me come back. And yeah, yeah, no hard feelings to the guys. I understand it was a hard choice. And to everybody else that's playing, best of luck to everybody.
Kennedy, thank you for returning to this game. That is all I have for you, so it is time for you to go. Okay, congratulations to the other 4 of you on making it past your first tribal council. as I said before, we do have another tribal council, so we will be taking this Zoom. Please remember that there is a challenge at 10 o'clock